Hi, I'm Abhishek, and this is Inside Edge with Real Cricket. So, Anuj, we have some questions here from some of our users.
Name I can give you, address I won't give you, and my phone number I won't, right?
That's fine. That's fine. We'll just leave it at Ask Anuj. So, Ayush Sharma asks, how did you get into all this, the interest of being creative of games and all? How did you start your career? And something you want to tell the young guys out there as to how they could probably get into this?
No, so I think, I sort of mentioned it a little bit earlier, right? So I started working, whilst I was in junior college, in 12th grade, for a testing firm. And then, was a game tester there. Was fortunate enough to speak to international developers, figure out that there's a career out there. Today, it's well known, in India as well. I mean, it's well known that, this career option is available.
Right.
So I think if someone is looking to get into the industry, I think he needs to first understand that there's a difference between playing games and making games.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that if you walk into this industry, expecting to get the same experience, you're not, because making games is a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Playing games is sometimes just a very small part of it.
Right.
And to have that clarity also as to if he does get in, which function or which
discipline?
Yeah, which discipline does he want to be in?
Right.
You have, you can be an artist, you can be a programmer,
tester.
You can be a tester. A tester is a great place to enter in, because you get to see a production cycle closely.
Right. Exactly. And, all the different verticals, animation.
And then you can make up your mind at that point in time, what you want to do. I've never wanted to be a programmer.
Right.
It's just something that I was very clear about. I did study some level of programming, and I do understand certain bits of it, but that's not something I want to do. I'd leave it to my boys out there to do. They do a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗶𝗲𝗀 asks, Namaskar, sir. I wanted to ask how you started your gaming career. Can you make a game in any other sports category? For example, real football, real hockey, or real Tokyo Olympics 2020? And thanks for your time. And he's really excited for 𝗙𝗂𝘁21. So yay.
So thank you for that question. Was it from 𝗙𝗂𝘁?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So 𝗙𝗂𝘁, the way I look at it is, I think there's a lot to do in, the cricket space.
Itself, right?
I think, बहुत कुछ करना है हमको यहाँ पे. तो हमको करने दो यार यहाँ पे. I think we'll get to a certain
Tokyo
point.
Olympics देखेंगे.
Tokyo Olympics का भी करेंगे कुछ तो भी, right? किसने देखा है आगे, है ना?
Yeah.
But no, I think at least for now, let's limit our energies towards real cricket. I think there's a lot of scope here.
Right. I think maybe some of the fans don't realize that it's quite a small team. It's not like a huge studio that can just churn out multiple games simultaneously. It's like every single resource is only 𝗙𝗂𝘁21 right now.
Yeah, I mean 𝗙𝗂𝘁21, and of course we have Sachin Saga.
Oh yeah, I meant within the 𝗙𝗂𝘁21 team.
But look, I also like working towards the focus. Right? You get tremendous results when there is focus.
Right.
And there is just so much to do. And I think I'm very excited about a lot of stuff that's going into Real Cricket 21. Of course, it's not like the first build that 21 will be the final build. Of course, there will be updates along the way.
Right, of course.
So there is just so much to do, and we're luckily blessed to be in a great place to be able to execute it, given time. And I think once we get to that level, maybe then we can start thinking about something else.
Right, absolutely. So there is a SS Gaming channel that asks, how would you feel to be a part of Nautilus and Real Cricket after being away from Real Cricket, Nautilus family for some time? You worked so hard and diligently to make the game.
I think again we've spoken about this. So I think what was it? SS Gaming Channel.
Yeah, that's right.
I think you can just rewind or something. I don't know where that segment's going to be, but you can rewind and get to that.
Sure.
Right, and thanks for the question.
So they ask which part of the game making process is the toughest? Is it the batting, bowling, or fielding?
See, I think fielding, according to me. Not to say that batting, bowling is not complex.
Right.
Of course it is in their own right. But I think fielding, because it's if you want to make fielding dynamic, right, then it is going to be more complex. There's a number of scenarios that come up. If you want the ball to just go to particular parts of the ground, then it's okay, because we know that what are the possible scenarios, and we'll cover them.
Right.
But the idea with real cricket is always to sort of have a very dynamic game out there, so that it's replayable, immensely replayable. Because if you have just certain points where the ball goes to, then
repetitive.
It gets repetitive, and even the thought process, with real cricket, and maybe in the past we've not mastered it, but the thought process has always been that even as developers we should know roughly where the ball goes, but to say exactly this is where the ball goes, if we figure that out, that means there's a problem with the game.
Right.
And so fielding, I think, definitely challenging because of the sheer number of scenarios that can possibly come up.
Right. All right. So 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗶𝗶𝗲𝗀 asks, I want to do a mobile cricket game which will beat all other cricket games, including PC cricket games. Is that possible, Anuj?
He wants to do it. He wants us to do it.
He wants to do it.
Yeah, so if he wants to do it, please go ahead.
He's asking you if it's possible.
I'm sure everything's possible, right? If he's asking us to do it, we don't want to get into the PC space right now.
Right.
I think we're good where we are. The mobile, base is just growing every day, and we have, we're lucky to have rather a lot of users and fans who, want us to do a lot of things already in this space. So.
Right.
But yeah, in terms of possibility, yes. Now, if you're asking whether or not we will eventually go to PC, maybe someday.
Right. Next up is 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗏𝗃. He asks, why is real cricket no longer compatible on low-end devices? And he thinks that for this, real cricket will lose a bit of their market, and he requests to make the fielding more real and more realistic, and he wants to know whether RC21 will be playable on low-end devices.
So see, low-end devices, high-end devices, right? Like these terms, low-end and high-end, are quite relative and subject to change, right? Because
the market keeps changing.
The market keeps changing. I mean, my first PC had like 8 MB of RAM, right? Like, and certain games would work on it and certain not. Today we talk about phones having, even the low-end phones having like
8 GB of RAM.
No, the low-end phones having 2 GB, 1 GB, so it's something that, evolution will change these definitions from time to time. And so if you're asking, will Real Cricket 21 work on 2 GB devices? Yes, it will definitely work on 2 GB devices. But if you're asking that would it work on 1 GB devices? Unfortunately, because of the scale at which we want our engine to be, because this engine will now, be supporting 3 more years of development. So the scale at which the engine is made or being made won't allow us to go
1 GB.
1 GB or below that. That said, we still have Real Cricket Go, which supports. It's a nimble version, right? Provides pretty decent experience, I think, and it supports those devices.
Right. So next up is Money rather. He asks that. Just wait for.
Someone else has money, huh?
All right. So, Money asks, cricket games have been quite good for the past few years. His question is, the soccer game graphics have been really great. Can we expect that level of graphics in cricket, even though they are below 500 MB? Those games are really, really good.
So I don't know which exact soccer game or football game he's referring to, right? But I'm guessing it would be, the big ones out there, the Pro Evolutions and the FIFAs of the world. So I think first up, about the 500 MB bit, right? I think there's a difference between what it shows on the store pages
and how it bloats.
and how it bloats afterwards,
Right.
because a lot of games will, get assets after
Right.
you install
Right.
the game. So
Right.
I'd like him to go and check on those particular games as to how big they really are.
Right. I mean, just for argument's sake, let's say it's under 500 MB.
So if you're talking about real cricket in particular, I think we'll definitely be a little bit more than 500 MB to ship, right?
Right.
21. Will it have graphics like whichever game? Because he's not mentioned the game, so I can't compare,
Right.
But
I'll say football game.
yeah, I mean, there'll be definitely a massive step up from what is already out there from our company,
Right.
and we'll be able to provide different quality settings across the devices. So if you're sitting on a flagship Android device, you'll definitely get a better experience
Right.
than you would otherwise.
Right. So next up is Gaming Informer 786. He asks, in RC21, will we have motion capture and will the fielding improve?
Yes.
There we go. Bala Kumar asks that, hey, in Real Cricket 21, we need more batting shots, more new bowling actions, all country stadiums, improvement in fielding for the new game, and many more features. So you want to touch up on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think if we weren't going to do that, like when we weren't going to build upon what we already have,
Right.
I think there would be no need for us to
You do RC21.
RC21 हमें दुकान बंद करके घर चले जाए, the team's working 14 hours a
change
day.
करो, नया ship करो.
So yeah, I mean, now that's very
Right, yeah. So, well, Balakumar, the answer is yes. So S. Bharat asks, can we expect career mode in real cricket?
It will come, right? But I don't think they should be expecting it anytime soon, because as of this moment, we're working on other aspects which I think will provide a better core experience. And career mode or such modes are sort of content pieces which add additional depth to the game.
Right.
So we want to first do things which are at the very core.
Right. Exactly. Right. So next up, Rahul asks, what is the future of mobile cricket gaming considering platforms like Google Stadia are rolling in soon? I mean, I guess that's a tricky one to answer because we aren't really sure what's going to happen with Stadia, right? They've had a bunch of bad news over the last 12 months. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
जब आएगा तो देखेंगे, these sort of questions, into the future. I think it's better just looking at the present and the immediate future. So I don't see anything changing next year or so.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Awesome. Well, thanks, man. That's you answered most of their questions, and I'm sure they'll be happy.
Yeah, I think hopefully you guys are, and we'll have this done, periodically as episodes. Obviously, I will not be featuring in all of them, right? We'll have people from different aspects of our team come in, and rather you can grill them, right? And I'm sure our users will keep sending the questions out. And thank you all, who've sort of written to all of us. I think there were a lot of questions that the team received. We weren't unfortunately able to take all of them in, but we'll try to accommodate more the next time.
Right. Awesome. Well, this was Inside Edge with Real Cricket, and we'll see you soon.